Good evening all, how are we doing? I hope everyone's good, everybody is well. Welcome to week number 4 of the Strength of Field Top Split broadcast. We're currently locked into a practice session at the moment. There are a grand total so far. Well, we've got at least 3 splits already running tonight with 15 minutes left to sign in. So what are you waiting for? You have Donington, you have a TCR. Get into the action. I'm your host today, and it's been a lovely day outside. Unfortunately, if you work in a factory like mine, it's not such a lovely day, especially when the place starts feeling like a little bit of a greenhouse. But anyway, here we are, Donington. Possibly one of the more chaotic short tracks that we have. Why? Because it's a classic, but there's not so much room to pass normally. You do have to do a little nip and tuck. You do sometimes have to try and push your way past without putting your opponent onto the dirt. And let's not even get started with the final chicane as well. Right. We are going to go straight to just having a look to see who is going to be our first unwilling victim. It's going to be Hardy just over here, making their way through. Currently running 7th fastest in this session. Thank you so much, Nicely, for using the use Twitch Prime Gaming here on the Twitch side, as well as Corey with a 35 stream streak and Dirk with a 3 stream streak. How is everybody? Everybody had a great start of your week? Anybody who's sick of chocolate after the Easter weekend? Thanks to those who've been coming to the streams and watching the videos on YouTube as well. We do have a track guide out for Donington this week. Was supposed to be out on Sunday, but a few too many shots on the Saturday night meant I had to kind of nurse my voice back to health. It's still not okay now, but it's a lot better than what it was on Sunday. But a beautiful Donington circuit we have here, and we also have it as the National, so not the longer International with a couple of little bits and pieces. This is going to be very compact, this is going to be very tight, and there's going to be a lot of thrills and spills, and that's just on a normal touring car race. There's also the GT4s which are racing here this week and on this weekend, including on this channel, which make sure you're following both for Twitch and YouTube sites. We are going to be doing the IMPC. IMPC here. Apparently the TCR are just as, if not quicker, than the GT4s on this circuit. That means this is going to result in absolute chaos. I cannot wait, and hopefully you lot cannot wait either. Alex Rogers with the quickest time so far, up there with a 1 minute 9.305. That is a very quick time. I think we could see a couple in the top split eventually getting into, yeah, I think definitely getting into the 1 minute 8s is definitely possible. When it does happen, it's going to cause a few of them to worry. Not gonna lie, there could be a few tears today. Let's get a bit more info for everybody up right now, it's just so I can see the information of those who have put in the laps in. There's a Honda at the top, but as you can see as well, also an Audi and a Hyundai as well. Please don't ask me if it's a Elantra or a Veloster, because that would give you like the impression that the Veloster is fast anywhere this season. And Locke, thank you so much for the 5 stream streak as well. 5, like the number of times I spin per lap. Oh man, not that bad surely. I got a few other little bits and pieces I need to quickly set up, so give me 2 seconds to do so. In fact, one of them is nice and easy. It is down in your bottom left hand corner. Hopefully in a second it will start showing the cars, and it does. There we go. Currently watching Declan Marsden make their way around, second quickest on the track, only 0.061 away from first place. Right, let's go to the inside of Kim Andre Bjorklund's car, about to get past the final chicane and make their way through, as we are going to do a very, very quick basic track going here. So as you're going across, you can cut the end of that pit lane, and it looks like, no, you know what, I think some people just get a little bit camera shy. They know that oh my god, you need
one way to go out, Kim.
Kim nearly completely totaled in the alley there. Obviously Kim didn't want to show us a lap there, so we just gonna have to choose somebody else, aren't we? Let's go on to Nikolai flip off just here over in the Hyundai. I think this is actually the Veloster. I can't remember with the wheel which one's which, to be honest. So as we approach in turn number 1, you can go over the pit exit. Not too much for us. It is going to be a slowdown. A little bit too early of a turn there, in my opinion, there from Nikolaj. But, you know, as long as you're getting around the corner, then you're still racing on the track. Next up, turns number 2 and 3. 3 being Craner curves. One will try and stick as close to the left-hand side. Brake a little bit earlier for the old hairpin. You can cut across the dirt a little bit, and as you're going uphill, get a little bit sooner onto the throttle. Going past Stackley's Bridge, turn 5. Go out a little bit so you can cut into turn number 6 and use the end of that curb as your braking point. Get yourself down to 3rd gear and use all of the curb of McLean's on exit. You're going to come up to Coppice, halfway up the hill, little tap of the brakes and cut across the little curb just there. You want to be nice and smooth onto the curb and use as much of that exit on, well, exit as you can. The straighter the wheels, the better. Now onto turns 9 and 10, the final chicane. You want to be braking, definitely braking a little bit earlier than that one, not going across the kitty litter, and then with that, you've got a incomplete lap of Donington. So this is a good thing about these practice sessions and live TV, is that you should definitely need to start expecting the unexpected, I think. Also got Jack Brown on the circuit as well. Can find themselves just over a 10th behind the leader. Like, look how close some of these cars are right now, and the levels of, oh wait, Dan's in the session potentially. Probably in the other half, and that's what happens if you don't take and give the curbs all the respect in the world. You end up feeling a bit embarrassed and having to absolutely desecrate your car in the pit lane. Kids, don't try this at home. At this beautiful Donington circuit, some call it the heart of British motorsport. Donington Park has hosted virtually every form of motor racing, from World Championship Formula 1, Touring Car, MotoGP and Superbike events to the British Touring Car and Truck Championships, which, by the way, if you haven't seen the British Truck Championships, they just recently did a support series with UK TCR at Brands Hatch Indy. Honestly, I would go out of your way to watch it, because it is insane. Just imagine those Volvos and Scanias just absolutely tearing into each other on a racetrack. It is absolutely brilliant. So, situated on the Donington Hall estate in Leicestershire, the original 2-mile circuit debuted in 1931 with a motorcycle race utilising the estate roads. The roads were later widened to accommodate automobile races. In the 1930s, ended with 2 memorable Donington Grand Prix won by Bernd Rosemeyer and Tazio Nuvolari in their Auto Union Silver Arrows. There's a lot more history to the track, and if you want to find out any more of that history, if you have iRacing, you can literally just look up the about on Donington Park Racing Circuit. Corey starting a petition to redeem Gilf to free Corey. Wow. Begging in my chats. Who would have thought? Right, your leader at the moment in the SRG, Alex Rogers, back on track to try and beat their last time. And I tell you what, their sector 3 last lap was this is probably their out lap, so we'll see how the next one goes. We've currently got 3 minutes left to register, and over 60 cars have registered. So if you haven't already signed up, get yourself in. Going to be some absolutely action-packed splits coming up. Very little chance of rain, if at all, this week. Might as well have a quick look while we are here. Well, while we're in our... see, we can have my camera on for a couple of minutes as well if you want. You know what? Just go spoil you. I will spoil you. The camera will be off once all the racing starts. Insane, how we're doing? Wow, too much. So I'll wear a mask next time. And a quick look to see what the weather forecast should be in these sessions. And for Donington, so both for Donington and TCR this week are 0% rain, but IMPC in the weekend with the GT4, there is a 34% chance of the 2-hour multi-class race having rain. So as well as the TCRs being quicker than the GT4, as well as the TCRs absolutely suited in the purest form to this circuit, and having all their upgrades with no bops compared to the GT4s, we're also going to get rain as well on Saturday, potentially. This could end up being, when we're live back on Saturday on both Twitch and YouTube, it could be one of the most chaotic IMPCs we've ever had. I know I said that about Sebring, I know I said that about Monza combined, but this, on a track this small, with cars that close in pace, and bear in mind, it's about a 40 car split, so there's a lot of cars in there. Oh, that's going to be absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. Right, camera back off. It's scaring you all too much. So with a couple of minutes left, in fact we've got 10 seconds left and we've got 67 cars in. Actually one of the quieter splits that we've had. We've got 68 now, just on the def. It's going to give us some decent sized splits nonetheless. Next race after this one will be the fixed, to my knowledge, so just double check this one. Oh no, this is the fixed, okay. Since the UK time change, I've just completely lost it when it comes to getting everything sorted. Right, that's going to be everybody loading into the session now, so whilst that's going on, I am going to run a quick ad on Twitch whilst we also try and get into top split. What do we think the strength of field is going to be? I think we can get a really good solid 3.3, 3.4 on this one. Right, start spectating. Still loading up the sessions at the moment. Let me quickly run that ad so that you lot don't miss a thing. And for those who jump into this halfway through the race, they won't get an ad either, so... that's the strength of field. Okay. Okay. Right. Interesting. The strength of field is going to be a bit stronger than what I thought. We've broken 4K again this week. Session is launching now. If you haven't already, feel free to go over to social medias like the Twitters. We have tweeted out about what's going on today, so feel free to put a like on there, retweet if you want as well. Let's see how we get on. Meanwhile, massive thank you to everybody who has jumped in too. If you haven't already, put a thumbs up on the YouTube, subscribe. We've nearly hit another milestone on there. then follow on the Twitch as well. On the Twitch, we don't just do racing stuff. It's a nice mixture of everything. So if you like gaming in general rather than just racing, then Twitch could be the place for you. A lot of things go on the Twitch where you lot can get involved and created in games. Well, and this is for the first time we've managed to get in whilst it's still a practice session. The strength of field for this session is 4.2k. And there's some very, very big names in here. But welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to TCR Virtual Challenge. This is the fixed top split strength of field week 4 at Donington National. Commentary from myself, JayCaulls, and also join the TCR Court. Just waiting for the first to come out to do their qualifying laps. Let's get every little bit and piece that we can. And we've got a couple of people out. We have 7.6k Castro, Andre Castro, who is our highest rated driver. Lowest in this split is 3.2k. And let me tell you something, everybody from car number 17, which is Pizarek, all the way up to, let's say, I'd go as high as all the way up to, in fact, you know what? There's some names in here who are just so close together when it comes to pace. It can be quite scary sometimes. Especially as more and more are slowly getting used to the world of TCR. There's a lot of people in these splits at the moment who this is their first season of TCR, and some have taken to it and are just as used to it as water on a duck's back. I know that's not the right analogy, sue me. That's how qualifying works in TCR, same as any other roads series in iRacing. It is 2 laps over 8 minutes. Expect the qualifying to be done pretty quickly for the majority of these competitors, because this is a very short lap. We're currently watching right now Daniel Pluckvan at the moment, car number 13 in the Gen 2 Audi, new to the TCR this season. Right here for Team Kinetic, going to be making their way round. You should be used to it by now, but I'll explain it again. Anyway, if you see a green bar underneath, it means a personal best for that sector. If you see purple, it's the fastest out of anybody in this session right now for qualifying. Daniel making his way around the circuit as quick and effectively as possible. With Donington, you don't have as much room as Interlagos and Sebring to get a lot of your overtakes done. So you're going to have to really make the most out of your lines, and preferably not taking the line like the number 13 just did there at the top of Coppice. Cutting that first apex of Coppice too much will result in a horrible little slowdown, which you ideally want to get done before tackling this final chicane. But the first laps are done for most of the drivers, and so far it is Kim Andre Bjorklund right now. Some of you who've seen SRL races may recognise the name from there. Extremely quick driver, car number 4, and already there's only 0.064 between themselves and second. And in fact, there's less than a second between the top 3 at the moment. Got Gordon Howe just here in the same colours as well. And Castro finally gets their fast lap in and takes the lead just there. And look at that, by 2/10, commanding so far. Let's get over to Carl Hardy, who's also doing their second lap at the moment. Meanwhile, Kim Andre setting a fastest of the session, second sector at the moment. Carl at the moment with his lap, personal best in sector 1. It looks like Carl's bailing on the lap just there. Probably not happy with what they're getting done there at all. We do have a few of us still on the track at the moment. Let's get on to Declan Mazda, who's just about to finish their lap. Beautiful paint on the rear of that there. But Brooklyn regains that lead, but it is going to have to be Andre Castro that we're going to be watching here. Andre at the moment has set personal best in sector number 2. How are they going to tackle this final chicane? They're going to ride it like Seabiscuit, get themselves round and sprint to the line. Are we going to get a new leader? And who does it? Wow. 0.145 of a second. Brilliant lap just there. Still got a couple others. Dennis Tichler has gone up to 8th place as well. Let's go, you Kleinhans. South Africa. Yeah, Ulrich at the moment down in 11th place, higher than their car number, which is 14. Got a couple more who are also onto the track. Mark Frederick has just completed their lap and has finished up in 15th. Meanwhile, this could be a dark horse right here. I'm also watching Jack Brown as well, because Jack Brown has set a fastest out of anybody, set to 1. And look at that, perfect amount of the first one, keeps the car in, and Brown could jump from 6th place, goes up to potentially 3rd place. That's a fantastic result for Jack there. Car number 15 in the top 3. Let's get back to Martin just here. I feel Martin here could be a bit of a wildcard option as well. And that's just getting some practice laps in. They haven't registered a time just yet. Showing here 1 minute 9.1, but it's not going down. We've also got JD Rodriguez doing the same thing. Maybe a few people get some extra to practice here. De Jong cheering for Dennis. Yeah, he's doing decently at the moment. Scarum BB, how are you over in the Twitch chat? Hope you're good. Hope you're well. We're watching Martin at the moment, not really lighting the qualifying up, which I thought they would, because they've really taken to the car really well recently. There's only 3 cars out on track at the moment. See on the track map, just got the last chicane left. I'm not sure if Martin has set a personal best for the second one. JD and Demis have set personal bests for both their first sectors. We have less than a minute and a half left to qualify. More than enough time for all 3 of these to get enough. Oh, and Martin has a slowdown on the final corner. That means Martin will be starting dead last no matter what. Heartbreaking just there, but Rodriguez at the moment is on a bit of a blinder here. Let's get onto the chopper cam. Look how much that curve and a bit of a power slide at the end, and that's going to be an off track. And was pushing so hard for that one. Wow. Absolutely gutting for them. Axel, good to see you on the Twitch side. How are we doing? I hope you're good. I hope you're well. So mind to everyone on the YouTube, please make sure you put a thumbs up on there. Thank you to the 45 people viewing or lurking the streams on both Twitch and YouTube at the moment. That is a fantastic number. Alright, we've got JD just there, spending as much time as possible onto the camera. Must be there for the sponsors. Self-brag time, 4 TCR races in Season 2, 3 wins and 1 4th place. Hell yeah, that's great stuff. Great news, congratulations. That's actually more wins than me this season. I've only managed to get 2. Oh, just waiting for the grid to show. In fact, as soon as I say that, it comes up. So Andre Castro is going to be your pole sitter, with Kim Andre Brookland leading the way over everybody else. Both then occupying row 1. Watch out for both of them, because they are going to be on fire. Then from 3rd onwards, because everyone's gridding up really quickly. Brown, Rogers, Hauger, Marsden, Bizarek, Titular, Merkovic, oh my god, Hards, Kleinhans, Reales, and we also have Hardy, Pluckfun, Frederick, Rodriguez, and Spruts. I am so sorry about my pronunciation and stuff. Will I ever change? No, don't be silly. So now, it is time. First strength of field race of the night. We're just waiting for our leader to grid up. They have 1 minute 10 to do so. It is fixed. We always try and start with the fixed whenever we can. We would have thought racing less and practicing more would help. It's nuts, isn't it? For TCRs, so much practice needs to go in if you are new with the car. It's all well and good racing, but sometimes you just need to get behind the car and just see what it's capable of with no traffic around you. But the lights are ready to go. We are ready to roll. Week number 4 at Donington. That was so quick, and already a couple at the back having to really adjust their stand procedure. Probably not expecting the lights to go out as quick as that. And Castro and Brown, and it's Jack Brown at the moment. A cheeky jump, and I'll tell you what, car number 15 with a push just there from Kim. And Jack Brown is in the lead. What a start from Brown. Brooklyn in second and Castro in third, and I tell you what, any fans of Brown and the SRL lads right now must be absolutely pumped right now watching this one. Brilliant. There's a car going off in the distance, but we're going to keep watching this at the moment, because although Brown is in front, keeping that lead, especially with the caliber of opponents behind you, this is going to be a hell of a challenge for them. You just got to hope that Kim doesn't try diving it in on cold tyres in the final chicane. Plenty of bunching up going on behind, but we will go over those very, very soon. But what a start from Brown. That was absolutely brilliant to watch. Taking it to the big boys. Here we are. If we get anybody with a slowdown just here, it could potentially ruin their entire races. So far, so good. We do have a meatball flag for Kleinhans just there, the South African. We'll see what happens in a little bit once we've got a bit of time to ourselves. But your eyes are not deceiving you. Car number 15, Jack Brown, is currently in the lead at the TCR Strength of Field fixed at Donington National. We also have a couple of fights further behind as well. If we zoom out a little bit here, got Castro with a terrible start, going down 2 places, trying to defend from Hauger, Rogers, Marsden and Titular as well. And then there's a little bit of gap between them and Rodriguez and Hardy, who are both fighting right now, going side by side. Going up into Coppis, anything can happen. I'm keeping a watch on the leader just in case something happens there, but Reales gets to the inside of Hardy, both giving each other enough space as well. Great racing. Rodriguez, by the way, in front, that red car at the top, is up 8 places so far. What a run so far. Jack Brown's going to be leading the next lap going along. I tell you what, Kim not having the greatest exit out there, and suddenly, ooh, late move just there, but still a late lane change just there from Castro, but he gets the move done cleanly and flawlessly regardless, and Castro regains one of his positions. And now Jack Brown, although he's got himself a 3/4 of a second lead just here, must be sweating a couple of bullets right now, because not only has he got Kim chasing him, but now with a little bit of clear road, Castro as well. And once Castro's on those straights, that 0.8 of a second will be a tiny little bit of slipstream. Meanwhile, going to quickly go back a bit, because JD Rodriguez does have a slowdown. How is he going to get that served with Reales behind? He's going to take it nice and wide here. Probably look for a stronger exit and see what happens there. Reales just gets that slowdown served. But tell you what, Jack Brown in Wonderland right now. Castro and Kim fighting each other, and further behind, just behind them, got Howard and Rogers fighting out for that 4th place. And oh, that was a very late return to the racing line just there from car number 9. But I tell you what, Rogers with a fantastic double cross and swap at the end there. They're going to be going 2 wide through the curves. We battle down into the old hairpin, and space needs to be given to each other. There's a little bit of a touching just there, but nothing too much past heavy petting. So everyone survives. But look at this, how it ends up losing a place to Demis Titulav as well. No, oh no, Demis might not get the move done here. Marsden already has, but it looks like Demis and Hauger are just going to be fighting on, but Demis decides to tuck in at the last possible moment. He's got a much better line out of that corner as well at the same time. I tell you what, the number 12 from Netherlands might be making a move on the Norwegian, but instead decides to tuck it back in and see if he can force a mistake or pass somewhere a little bit safer like the first corner. As things stand at the moment, I'm going to very quickly go back to here because it looks like we could be having a potential position change here as well. As a terrible qualifying session for Sparco, and until Demis is off the track by the looks of it, or something's happened there. Demis in the iRacing has lost several positions, now finds himself battling with Carl. See if we can find a couple of incidents from the start. Magnet, welcome to the Twitch chat, I hope you're good, I hope you are well. Right, so from the start, Bruno Viales went off the track quite early. I wonder if this was to dodge what was going on in front. We did see a few people had a bit of a dodgy start, and yeah, behind him as well. And Viales, I mean, fair play to number 11 there, did give plenty of space for Bruno to go through, but Bruno just making sure. We also had as well, which as well, getting a few passes just there, but we ideally want to see them where they went off the track. It was just here was one of them. Massive thank you to Backfire Simsport TV for letting me use the overlays just there, but we are going to have to very quickly jump onto this battle just here into turn number 1. There's a load of positions changing over, and this is the fight at the moment for 4th place. Right at the front of that queue, you have Alex Rogers defending from Declan Marsden, Bruno Viales, Gordon Hauger, and JD Rodriguez as well. As Rodriguez up 8 places, Viales up 6. There's still plenty of fighting going on at the front as well. Castro and Brooklyn slowly gaining on Brown here. And I tell you what, we are only 6.5 minutes into this 20-minute race. And good thing about Donington, it's nice and compact. Although it may be hard to pass in places, it keeps the racing close. And if you're in the lead of a pack, you're really under a lot of pressure right now to try and make sure you are inch perfect with your lines. And I tell you what, it's Marsden looking for any gap he can try and force his way around the SRG car there. And I tell you what, Marsden might have to stop looking in front of him and keep the track behind, because he has a wild Argentinian on his tail. Much later braking just there for Marsden. That means he's going to miss that apex. This is going to give Reales a good chance to get some pace in. In fact, let's try and go on board with Bruno right now. This is what he sees. He is on the inside there, both keeping enough space between each other. And tell you what, that is so close. Great racing from both. And Bruno might as well be pushing him to the line at this rate. It is so close. And the number 9 car behind as well. Ooh, tiniest of caps to try and fit it on the inside. And the number 9 is going to try and go up and under, but now you got JD Rodriguez, and turns into Rodriguez there, trying to dodge Reales. Reales deciding to defend that inside line. Rodriguez. Oh, Rodriguez couldn't do anything about that as his front bumper falls off into the distance. We will have another look at that incident very, very shortly, but that's given number 6, Rogers, plenty of chances, and we need to go and watch the lead right now, because Jack Brown now suddenly has to start getting some defending in. Has enjoyed 7 laps of leading this race, and now finally he's been put under pressure by one of the quickest in TCR. While that's going on, we are still getting a few more battles behind. Got Carl Hardy trying to fight their way past Demis Titular, keeping a nice quick catch, keep in a nice quick eye even on the battle for that lead right now. But there it is again, number 9 having to fight their way back up the grid after everything else that was happening earlier. Sydney Hards with a little bit of a slowdown there as well. And some great racing. We've got Martin's surely not going to try and put this 3 wide. He is, and number 9 once again on the receiving end of a turn there, but I don't know if 9 got the call there. That was going 3 wide. Carl couldn't do anything about it. He's being sent on the inside. If Carl had moved any more to the left, then that would have just taken him out even shorter. But if he's fighting into the hairpin, and Carl's not going to have a good time out there, which might allow the 13 a chance to try and get through. Meanwhile, it is still a tough battle for the lead right now. Jack Brown defending from Andre Castro with Kim Andre Brookland, trying to watch to see what's happening in front. Maybe pick up some pieces if something goes wrong here. Jack Brown is not going to have a lot of experience here of defending against people as high iRating as Andre Castro and Kim Andre here. Though, if they've ever been in front in the SRL leagues every Friday, which will be returning this season, I tell you what, a lifeline for Jack just here as Kim just sneakily steals that second place off Andre. Brilliant move just there from both. We'll need to go up into something a bit bigger here. And a perfect view as we go into the final chicane. There's a slowdown for Marsden right now, which is going to give Reales 5th place on a plate. See how everyone gets through this final chicane here. But yes, Jack Brown going against the very experienced in iRacing, Auckland and Castro right now. But I'll tell you what, doing an absolutely fantastic job right now. Being in the lead for 10 laps now. This will be possibly one of his finest victories, and we're getting it here live on twitch.tv/JayCaulls and youtube.com/JayCaulls. If you haven't already, make sure you're following and subscribing to both. We are currently 11 minutes into this 20-minute race, and now suddenly Andre seems to have gone off the pace a little bit. Perhaps going to let Kim and Jack fight it out a little bit. Let's get a little bit closer to the action here. Car number 15. That's right, car number 15 leading this strength of field race after an absolutely ballistic missile start. But I tell you what, car number 4 in this fixed setup as well is going to be fancying their chances here. Has pickpocketed number 1 for that second space. So we go up to one of the hardest corners to remain consistent at, and oh, and a little bit of spin just there from Jack, and that is going to open the door right up for number 4. If 15 wants to get anything from this, they need to stick to that inside line, or else 4 is going to find any chance at all. And watch out for the up and under just here. 4 decides to bide their time and instead go for a stronger exit out of corner number 1. Jack holds on, but just like many of you in chat right now, you're probably thinking exactly the same as me. How much longer can the number 15 hold this for? We felt that lap number, oh my goodness, that is so close right now. Expect to potentially see a last minute move here. And there it is. A big dive on the inside, and there's a little bit of contact, and I tell you what, and through goes Santos. No, it's not Santos, it's Andre. Sorry, Andre. Andre finds the little gap there. We will absolutely watch that again because that was superb. And once again, getting his own back on Kim for that pickpocket a couple of laps ago. But Kim is not done there. They're going to try and get as smooth as they can through this corner. And so, that was a big bump just there. Kim decided not to hit the final curbing just there, and that was a fantastic pass just there. And I think Castro is going to do what they can now to run away with this one. I need to see if I can find what just happened there. In fact, I can. We're going to watch it from Kim's pass on Jack Brown. We are going to go up on the chopper, and we can see Kim goes to the inside, a little bit of a hit just there from Jack, and fantastic line from the number 1, and has both their pants down. It's very lucky for that not to be a flick around there, but brilliant stuff from the number 1. Absolutely pickpocketed them both there, and your new race leader is this man here, Andre Castro. Brilliant racing so far. I tell you what, Jack Brown might be a little bit disheartened that they've lost both of those positions in such a short space of time, but the bigger picture here is that they need to watch out for This person just behind, Alex Rogers, is now on a flyer and has that podium position spot on his mind. A little bit further back, we've still got some fighting, and look at all that behind. People were moaning about the split sizes in TCR. Well, look what you get with the 17 that we have on the field right now. Absolutely fantastic racing. But what's the point in having a larger split when you're still going to be racing the same amount of people in your little groups for the majority of the race? And I'll tell you what, Rodriguez is doing fantastically here, the car with no front. And suddenly this is starting to turn into a dogfight at the moment. Number 7. Oh, I'll tell you what. 12. Oh, hang on. Sorry about that. It's got the car behind disappearing. A bit of netcode in there. But if we focus on Dennis Titchler just here, trying to get that space in front of Rodriguez. Rodriguez taking all the space on the exit. It looked like there Dennis Titchler was keeping it as tight as possible, and now they find themselves in a horrible spot here. They're going to be afforded the space to try and take that chicane as clean as they can, but Seven has took it so much quicker and efficiently. It looks like, oh, tell you what, there's an Audi there in the background. I think that might be a pluck fun just there. Last minute, oh, a little bit of moving just there, and that is some dive on the inside just there, and that has afforded Seven the chance to, I tell you what. And now behind them is just here, number 5 and number 9, who have just been caught up in everybody else's incidents right now. Now they both have a chance to start getting some fighting going, and Rodriguez lets Hauger through there. But the fight is still going on. This is the fight for 8th place right now, and there is nothing between any of these cars right now. If you make a mistake, somebody is going to be all over you like a seagull on a sandwich on the floor. I don't know, I'm trying to think of more analogies, but nothing is coming to my head right now because I'm just so enthralled in this battle right now. We'll have a look at a couple of the incidents after the race is done, because I feel that with these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cars right now are not going to give us a single chance to breathe. Number 9, number 5, and I tell you what, there's so much going on here. Like, who do we even focus on? All the way to HUD and Pizarnik at the back just there. Tombstone, welcome in. Yes, that is the TCR community Discord. If you are on YouTube, check the video description below and get yourself in the TCR cord. The more people we can get in there, the more chance we can have to have like American-based strength of field racing, Asia, Oceania, all those beautiful places. So get yourself in there, and we can hopefully start getting more loads of action like this. And speaking of action, JD losing parts of his car just there, and now having to fight off the Dutchman, the Flying Dutchman of Dennis Titchler right now. Can't log into iRacing right now, just loops back to you aren't logged in, streaming both the website and the launcher. Interesting. Have you ended all the processes on your task manager? We go, everyone making their way in. I tell you what, however you take that final chicane is shaping some people's races right now. Number 5, Rodriguez, going for a very heavy defend through there, and the quicker outside line, if Dennis managed to keep all 4 wheels on the grey stuff there, would have been in a much better place. But it looks like he's going to potentially try and get themselves in. We need to see what this looks like from one of the drivers further back. This is right now Daniel Pluckfin, and I tell you what, Pluckfin with a wild, you can't pass like that, Daniel, come on. And look at that, Daniel now with a slowdown. I did not expect him to actually get a slowdown there, whether that was an avoidance measure, but it looks like they're getting tangled up with a car that's further behind as well. And look at this cluster, this gaggle of TCR right now going in. Maybe it was some avoiding contact just there. Further down, Jack Brown is still keeping up with the leaders, but just behind them, they're now having to watch very closely to see what Alex is doing behind. But it looks like there's a lot of position changes further behind. I don't know where to look half the time. Are we going to keep with the leaders or not? Rogers does have a slowdown, so that's going to afford Jack Brown some extra couple of tenths. But whew, this 4K strength of field race right now is literally, oh, and lovely up and under from Carl Hardy there. That's twice now Demis has overrun that first corner, and they're just toppling down this grid right now with every single mistake they're making on that turn number 1. Right now, Castro just leaving your picture now, a 1 second lead over Kim Borkland. Right now he's defended from car number 15 behind. There's a double slowdown further behind. This time it's Merkovic and Carl Hardy who's managed to serve that now, giving themselves a really nice line out of that corner there. That's everyone serving it and everyone going in 2 wide, sometimes 3 wide, and oh, a little bit of a hit just there. Carl trying to avoid the 12 just there. An apology from the Audi just there on the radios, and these two going 2 wide into this final chicane, and is back and forth, and Carl is disqualified. Carl has hit the instant point limit. That is the first time I've seen that from Carl, but I'm guessing that's mostly off tracks there. Wow, unbelievable. It's so easy to get, so easy to get these off tracks on this circuit, and if you end up just accidentally connecting with somebody in the wrong way, it can sometimes result in a double hit, which could be up to 4 to 8 instant points there. And Carl is going to be a little bit miffed at that one, I think. Right now we're watching the battle for second place. Kim Borkland at the moment, as this is going to be it. Andre Castro, as long as they don't get a slowdown just here, Andre Castro is going to get the win in the fixed strength of field. Great win for Andre just there, with Kim, Andre Borkland second, and Jack Brown getting the rest of that podium. We still have some potential position swapping here. Let's quickly see what happens here if anyone gets a run on anybody else. Looks like 5. A great race for just there from Rodriguez, up 7 places. Sprutzix is just there ahead, position 7. Oh, guys, can we not stop on that? Can we not stop on the front stretch after the line, please? Thank you. Cheers. There's still a couple of people trying to make their way around, like Ulrich right now, who, fair play to Ulrich, a meatball early in the race, went back into the pits, got it repaired, and has finished the race. Thinking of doing that Minecraft thing, do it sooner. They pulled it from me minutes before I wanted to go live. Keep it in mind. It's no big loss if I don't get it done. Good to see a variety of cars as well. Yeah, I tell you what, it's only the Veloster that has been struggling on these tracks this week. And the fixed, I'd say, it's mainly the Audi and the Honda that you want to go for. And then for the Open, anything but the Veloster. Andre Castro is your race winner today. Borkland in second, and Jack Brown with fantastic. I'll tell you what, Jack Brown, driver of the day for me. Absolutely trumping the 2 in front. I mean that in a card sense, not... Anyway, moving very swiftly on. Jack Brown getting the jump on the 2 at the start and leading for the majority of the race and keeping up with him towards the end as well. Gets that final podium position. Alex Rogers with 4th and Bruno Reales 5th. Then we have Declan Marsden get that late slowdown, costing him a couple of places, down into 6th with Martin Sprutzix going up 10 to 7th. A great drive from them as well. Gordon Hauger with always getting involved in the instance even if it's not their fault. Same with JD Rodriguez behind them, both of them finishing in 8th and 9th respectively, with Milos Merkovic in the 10th position, rounding that top 10 out. Then we have Bizarek in 11th with Pluckfun 12th, then Hards, Titular, Frederick, Kleinhans, then Carl Hardy with a disqualification with too many instant points, finishing in 7th place with 2 laps to go. I appreciate it, Masto. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate it. But wow, what a race that was. Sign-ups have already begun for the open race, so please get yourselves onto that open race as soon as you can. Let's go through what I have had identified as all the instance for today's race. A massive thank you once again to Backfire Simsport TV. Just use the BSTV command in the Twitch side to get a link to that TCR and V8s league as well. They also do V8s. If you're on YouTube, check the video description below. Their links should be there. They've allowed me to use SDK, so I say thank you to them, really. So after the start, we had Owick going off the track. I'm just having a quick look when that all started, because there was a lot going on. All right, so Owick going off the track. Was it here? This was towards the start, but we will have a look what happens. Owick in the pink, purple, blue, teal, and then majority black towards the back. Car number 14 got spun out right from the start, hitting into the wall just there. That's what would have caused that early meatball flag. Everybody else going off into the distance, running, holding hands through the hills, because the hills are alive with the sound of music. Then Milos Merkovic going off track. This might have been the one that we saw earlier going through. 3 wide lap route 1 is not a good idea around here, with a lot of people with a lot of momentum. And I tell you what, very lucky that a couple of cars in the front didn't get a face full of Audi just there. Managed to get rejoined as safe as they possibly could with momentum. And they managed to survive. Milos actually managed to finish in the top 10 in the end, so through everybody battling in front of them, they managed to get a load of places back. So Derek, how we doing? Thanks for covering TCR and iRacing. No problem, mate. I love this series so much, and I'm so glad it's finally getting the attention that it deserves. Mac Frederick going off track here on that lap number 3. I'm going to guess going a little bit too quick onto the first corner. Ooh, a little bit of a spin just there, which if you're too light on the brakes and traveling at too fast a speed with too much steering, it can cause your lap to go a little bit peak tong. Carl Hardy on the same lap going off the track a little bit later. Bruno, how we doing, my friend? Good race there. Good 7 positions that you gained there as well. Carl Hardy, yeah, really giving it some mambo jambo on that final chicane. And Demis Titular, was this the one? Yep, so Demis several times during this race find themselves going a little bit too quick into turn number 1. This is one of potentially 3 times that this happened to them, so let's hope when the open race comes along they learn a little bit from the lessons. It is a difficult corner though in the Audi, especially with the lower temperatures as well. Probably isn't helping matters either. Zarek going off the track as well. In the Castrol car, absolutely legendary car colours just there, going a little bit quick into the old hairpin, kicking up some dust, but doesn't really affect their lap too much just there. MO, I don't know what that means. It's not 2017 anymore, I guess. How you doing, man? Good to see you. Hope you're good. Hope you're well. Gordon going off track as well earlier too, and great battle just there, trying to fight themselves back up. And unfortunately this was the incident. We will have another look at this, because there's no way this was Carl or Gordon. In fact, this was nobody's fault. This is just a case of not everyone has got the 3 wide call. The car in the middle, if they've got someone up there inside, where else are they supposed to go? Car number 9 not getting the call that it's 3 wide perhaps, and turning in a little bit too quickly. It happens. Which reminds me, I do kind of need to see what happened a little bit earlier as well, because there was something that happened a little bit earlier. I just don't seem to have any alerts for it, which is a little bit weird, but okay then. See if I can find that fantastic pass for the lead as well. In fact, I think I've got it just here. This might be it. Oh, quick look. There's a great pass. So got Andre trying to get the lead there from... Oh no, this was the first time. So Andre trying to get the lead from Jack Brown, and whilst they're both fighting it out, Kim stole that second place. However, it would be a couple of laps later where Andre got the last laugh on both of them. Kim looking for a place to get round Jack Brown on the same corner, by the way. Jack defending as hard as they possibly could, and Kim just dived in on the inside, just saying, look at that, great positioning from Andre. Steals the position from both, and he would go on to wait a second. Am I reading that right, or is that just reacting to the positions at that particular moment? Oh, it must be, because it's showing Carl in the middle there. I was about to say, I was just looking at the race finish there. It just showed Jack Brown as winning the race. I was like, wait a minute, what happened there? Anyway, see what happened with Carl just here. I think this might have been, so Carl on the inside. After that, we're going to go all the way back to here, because this is probably what actually happened. So Demis Titchler on the inside just there, Carl Hardy on the outside. Carl going a little bit close just there, but still getting the up and under done on car number 12. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Later that lap, that was going to result in the battle a little bit further ahead. You've got Carl at the top of your screen. A move on the inside, and number 13 deciding to go for it as well. This is slowing Carl down on the left hand side and allowing car number 12 to get a move in. Goes a little bit strong on there, causing a lot of hits, and that would have counted as a few more points towards Carl. A little bit further back, Carl on what must have been his last chance just there, tries to get Demis through, and through those hits just there, and then Carl going off track caused Carl to get the disqualification. Last instant of the race before the checkered flag. Car number 16 here, going down the curves, and I reckon just overrunning that old hairpin. Yeah, that's all it was. Nothing too big there. Absolutely brilliant first race there on the fixed. Fantastic. Once again, Andre Castro with the win there, with Kim Andre Borkland in second, and occupying the third step on the podium was Jack Brown. So TCR Virtual Challenge Open is open for sign-ups now. Get yourself in. We have 15 minutes left to see if you can make it into the top split, or just jump in anyway, because a lot of people join these sessions. If you're looking for a strength of field or split that's going to be suiting your perceived ability, then now is the chance to jump into it and see exactly how you do. I'm gonna have my camera on for a little bit, because hi, hope you're all good, hope you're all well. That's why I get signed into the next session. Right then, that was a great first race. I really enjoyed that. Quick reminder, whilst we are here, there's already 3 splits open for TCR. So we are going to jump ourselves into one of the practice sessions. Who have we got in there? We've got a... Oh, there's an interesting name who's signed up for it. Let's get ourselves registered in anyway. Oh god, turn it off, JK. Why whenever I put my face on, you're all screaming for me to turn it off? I have feelings too, you know. Not a lot of them, but I have some. Right. There are a lot of people already signed up. Very much. So what we found out last season when we managed to get iRacing to change the length of the races, they changed the fixed session from 30 minutes to 20. They fixed the open from 30 minutes to 20. They moved the fixed sessions from 15 minutes to 20. So an open and a fixed, both for 20 minutes, which means you can effectively take a fixed setup and run it on the open. No problems at all. Last season, there were several weeks where the Open had more. The Open had grown overall anyway. That being put down to D class as well probably helped as well. But yeah, there was many weeks where there were more people racing the Open than the fixed. TCR as a whole started to grow from last season. This was before the announcement that we'd definitely get a TCR this season. So it's great to see. Great to see so many people jumping into the series. And if you're here watching either of these broadcasts right now on either of these channels, thinking, should I get a TCR? My answer to you is, why haven't you already got one? Honestly, if you want my honest opinions over which ones to possibly use, I would go with, so for the fixed, I would find the Audi and the Hyundai Elantra the strongest. And when it comes to the Open, anything but the Veloster. Sorry, Veloster fans. You do? Of course I do, a newbie. Of course I have feelings. Some, but... Okay, so there's a fair few people on the track right now. Let's go very quickly, get some iRacing stuff up. And the gap as well. There we go. Stephen Hurd with the quickest lap so far. I told you we'd get many people in the 1 minute 8s. So 1 minute 8.705 with Andrea Stefanina behind. You will notice both of those from Wednesday night BSTV streams. Got Rogers up there, you've just watched race with Stephen Walker, Tom Woodcock as well. Carl Hardy back in this session and nearly within half a second of the quickest time. Plenty of people, in fact I was about to say plenty of people on this track at the moment, but unfortunately they're all in the other half of this session right now. However, there's still a few that we can get the camera onto. Gonna need Trading Paints to sort itself out, because Trading Paints has decided that it doesn't want to do all the sessions properly. So you're gonna see all the cars in as silver and grey at some point. It's great that TCR is more popular now, but I kind of miss those old open fields. Safest racing on the service. I'll be honest with you, Joey. I personally haven't seen too much bad driving in the TCR service compared to, say, GT4 or GT3. GT4 is a little bit of a minefield at Donington this week, and GT3 is just GT3. I'm still finding a lot of the time that TCR is still really good quality racing. You just got to give people who are new to the series and front wheel drive racing a couple of weeks just to get you used to the cars. Alright, just quickly reloading all the textures. I'm hoping that we can get the paints to work, which I don't think they are at the moment. I don't get. So has anyone found this with Trading Paints, where the first race everything will be working fine? Here we go. I'm re-downloading Paints anyway, just to see how it goes. Re-download the Paints, and then when you do another session, it doesn't show the paints. No idea why. No idea why. Okay, once the paints are re-downloaded, we will reload textures. About 80% now. Alright, just a reminder, if you are on Twitch right now, follow the channel. If you have a spare Twitch Prime, get yourself in on that one. Okay, it's still not showing, so let me just do one more refresh. If not, I'm just going to check some boxes over just to make sure I haven't got something stupid unticked that I shouldn't. Yeah, it's still not showing. Right, okay. Let's just try it out this way. So, settings. Don't care about that. Don't care about that. What's it under again? Is it under graphics? Hiding car numbers or whatever it is. Hide car numbers is on. Should be off. So I'm gonna quickly reload everything.
Shit done.
Yeah, I could have sworn I had it on the right setting anyway. Oh, there's someone in a Veloster. So, technical difficulties at the moment. Oh, Sambleeze is in the session as well. Yeah, it's not working for some reason. Yeah, I probably had it on the right setting anyway. Let's scroll down and turn high car numbers on. And we're just going to deal with it as it is. No idea why it started doing that all of a sudden. Yeah. I don't know. Okay, getting a few more people in at this session for us to go watch a little bit. Including Jamie Wilson in here as well. In fact, I wonder if I can get some of the STV liveries in here. That might help. Maybe. Maybe not. Right, paint, download a script. Ah, there we go. Started to, some of them work now. I'm still going to do those ones. Just won't have everybody's paints, but we'll have a load on there. Wonder if this is why we couldn't find Jack's paints. Okay, then if I turn trading paints back on, hopefully it works. We will find out during the race. That'll probably be the safest time to do it. Right then, we have 5 minutes to go until the race starts. It was 38 last time we checked. It is now up to hopefully a bit of a higher number than 38. I hope so anyway. Right, back to officials. We have 60 cars in. So that's going to be 4 splits again. I'm surprised we don't have more doing Donington this week, but I'm just guessing Donington's just not as common a track to own as the likes of Sebring. Is there any special events going on this weekend or next weekend? I don't think there is there? Right, camera is going back off for a little bit. Just listen to the therapeutic sounds of... Oh, that's a nice little power slide just there. Therapeutic sounds of TCR. Let's go inside the Audi, see how that sounds at the moment. I'm well aware it has the fixed logo in the top corner. Am I going to change it? No. Two seconds or just quickly applying to somebody in the TCR cord. There we go. Right, so 50 of you in here right now. on Twitch and on YouTube combined. So let us get everybody in the YouTube side, and on Twitch I've put the YouTube link in there as well. Let's get clicking on that, and let's get a thumbs up on the stream. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, feel free to do so. Weekly TCR basic guides. The Nürburgring one's going to be pretty interesting though. If anyone wants to donate any fast lap replays for that one, you are more than welcome to, because there's no way I'm going to be able to get a quick clean lap around Nürburgring. I am useless at that circuit. And then vice versa, if you are on YouTube right now, we are also live on Twitch. On Twitch it's more than just racing stuff. If that sounds like your sort of thing, then yeah, jump over and throw a follow on the Twitch. Also, if you have Amazon Prime, convert it to Twitch Prime, and with that you have one free subscription to a channel. Basically free money to us streamers. You don't have to use it for me, but please make sure you use it on somebody. Okay, so 2 more minutes until the session opens. At the moment, the quickest time in here is a 1 minute 8.705 with Jaden Scotton, less than 1/10 behind at this moment in time. A massive thank you to everybody who has been tuning in. Every single Tuesday we've been doing these Strength of Field broadcasts. We've been doing it since Charlotte this season, and it's great to see so many people jumping by and voicing their appreciation of it. Let's have a quick look at the YouTube, see where we're at the moment with thumbs ups. We're currently at 16. Hell yeah, if we could get that to 20, that'd be fantastic. Right, 66 signed up so far for the Open. With 10 seconds left, that's up to 67. And pretty much the same amount as what our last race was. Hey, there's always one, isn't there? I thought the kids stopped doing that now, Tombstone. So that's going to be plenty of cars jumping across for that very, very shortly. Whilst that is going on, I'm going to very quick click out of the session. I'm going to get everything set up for the next race. Just got to wait for iRacing to let me in. Insert GIF of that guy shaking the gates and let me in. So the last Strength of Field race is a 4.2k. What do you think it is this time around? I think as it's open we could get something a little bit higher. Which, spoiler alert, we are. A 4.4k Strength of Field for the Open race. I'm loving just how high these Strength of Fields are getting, how many people are signing up as well. It's absolutely brilliant to see, and there's some very quick people in here. We could have an SRG battle at the front here. At the same time, there is a Veloster in the lobby, which means a small handful of you are going to be solely cheering for that Veloster. Stephen Walker is behind the wheel of that one. Gonna quickly run a 1-minute ad whilst the rest of this loads up. That means anyone who jumps into the stream on the Twitch side won't, hopefully should get ads during the race. Yeti, how are we doing today, my friend? I hope you're good. I hope you are well.
Mic test.
Carl, can't hear your mic.
Tom, can you hear me right? Yeah, I can hear you. You suck. You're slow. Damn right, baby.
Wow.
Damn right, baby. Card number 17 of 17.
Wow.
Good, Steve.
Welcome everybody to TCR Virtual Challenge Open race. Week number 4 at Donington National, legendary British circuit. There's the IMSA Classic special event this weekend, by the way. I think you were wondering a few moments ago. Maybe there could be a few people not doing TCR this week to practice for that. By the way, the Audi GTO is such a nice car to drive. Right, let's get everybody in. Quickly shuffling about a few bits and pieces. And that should do the trick. So same as usual, 8 minutes to do 2 laps. If you get an off track, that's a lap ruined. Don't get to take those laps back. At the moment, we're going to be seeing a lot of people not in their usual paints. So a few you will, especially if they drive for BSTV. But just having a quick look. Oh no, actually, no. Looks like we've managed to fix our trade-in paints problem. So fantastic. A little green segment at the bottom where all the sectors are going to be means a personal best. If it is purple, it means the fastest of the whole session. Currently watching with Bruno Reales. Very quick Argentinian driver looking to get themselves high up the rankings for this race here. But I feel cars number 1 and car number 2 could be the main ones to watch here. Both teammates for SRG. There is another SRG car in here somewhere. I think it's Alex Rogers. It is a black SRG car. So 3 SRG cars on the grid this time round. We go Johansson in at the moment. Let's get some iRatings up just so you lot can see the level of driving that we are going to be learning from tonight. So 6.5k is the highest in the split, with Kev Aylett at the moment 3.6. Himself, Andrew Petty, Carlos Riviera and Aiden Carter occupying the sub 4k club. But hey, especially for Carter, if a few people in front end up messing up a few of their lines into corners or get out the race, it could be some easy IR picking for them lot. At the moment, Alex Rogers setting the early pace with a 1 minute 9.10. That is immediately shattered by Stephen Hurd, a 1 minute 8.991. Jaden Scotton just behind as well. Jaden Scotton in the lovely best livery on the planet, JC Academy Special Events Honda. That gold glisten should have been an Audi. Right, the second lap is well underway for a lot of these, and I'll tell you what, Jamie Wilson in the Audi has set the quickest first sector out of anybody right now. Going up the hill towards Coppice right now, you want to be cutting that inside curb a fair bit, but not too much. And in fact, I think Jamie's completely missed that one there, but it doesn't matter because they're able to hit the apex of the following corner. A quick look, and Jamie has set a personal best. Meanwhile, there's been a slowdown for Alex Rogers, which means they will have to stay as they are. Where's Jamie Wilson going to go in and just keeps it on the track? Interested to see where Jamie's going to end up here. And Jamie Wilson gets that 8th place. Meanwhile, there's a swap for the leader. Look how close it is. 0.001 Jaden Scotton gets pole position. There's still a couple more cars on the track. I'll have a quick look, see if they're driving around. Tell you what though, needs to keep a watch for 6th place Andrew Petty getting car number 16, by the way. 6th place on the grid so far. Aiden Carter going up as far as 13th. Got Carlos Riviera still on track. We've got Sam Blee still on track. Sam's going to be one to watch for absolute sure. Doing well. Go head off now. Have fun. Take care, Yenny. Have a good one. Keep safe. Just having a quick look here. We've got Henry Hooff at the moment. We've got Sam Blees as well. Sam setting personal bests in Sector 1 and Sector 2. Might not be enough to take pole here, but could get him a fair... Oh, wait. They've stopped before the line. Oh. Sam, looks like Sam's going to be starting from the back then. Let's see where Howarth could get just there. And Howarth staying where they are in 16th as well. Wow. Okay then. I'm just waiting for the session to finish. It looks like Sam is still lurking away in the pits. We have 2 minutes 20 seconds still to go, so they're not going to have enough time to go out there and get a lap in. They're just keeping it very quiet there at the moment. We'll just hang around here until until Sam decides what they want to do right now. They're still in the pits, longing it out a little bit. We do have 1.5 minutes left. But it looks like it's going to be Jaden Scotton who is going to be taking pole position in the TCR Virtual Challenge Open slot. This is the strength of field. This is, in theory, where the strongest drivers come for the highest rated strength of field TCR races. Stephen Hurd is going to be occupying him on the front row, with Bruno Reales and Alex Rogers on row 2 and 3rd and 4th. Row 3, we're going to have David Johansson and a shock up the top there, Andrew Petty, car number 16, occupying 6th. Then going to have Tom Woodcock in 7th place, with Alex Gonzalez up there as well in 8th.
Good luck all.
Jamie Wilson is going to be in 9th place, with Stephen Walker, the lone Veloster Ranger, up in 10th. 11th place, we've got Kev Aylett with a good qualifying session themselves, with just an average sim racer racing team. Vlad Zayonchevsky in 12th. 13th, Aiden Carter, with Carl Hardy looking to avenge that disqualification from the last race in 14th. Carlos A. Rivera 15th, with Henry G. Howarth in 16th, and starting from the back is going to be Sam Blees. Here we go all. This could get extremely interesting. Gives me a chance to get this sorted the way I want to as well. But the lights are turning on. Got Jaden Scotton on pole just there. And it is lights out, and a terrible start from Stephen HUD just there, swamped by everybody on that grid. It is Scotton versus Bruno on the inside. Bruno looking for an up and under quite early there, but Jaden keeps true to his line and leads the way. So it's Scotton, Reales, Johansson as your top three at the moment. And to tell you what, the top two trying their best to get away from everybody else at the moment. Lovely blimp view as we just check out the rest of that field going past the old hairpin. But Jaden starting to get out a little bit. Oh, tell you what, Johansson with a bit of a slow corner just there, occupying third with a sister teammate Rogers just there in fourth. And I tell you what, we could get our first big battles as early as here. Jaden with a bit of a slower line out of the penultimate normal corner, coming up to turns 9 and 10 right now. Are we going to get any early slowdowns here? Tell you what, Reales with putting their all into that corner, going off the track. I will tell you what, that Honda, that's Andrew Petty with a slowdown, weaving back and forth just there. That, ooh, I don't know about that one there, Andrew. Probably could have kept on the racing line there rather than going back and forth on the circuit. But it looks like they serve it, and they do lose a house of positions with that one. But it's still Scott and Reales, Johansson as your top three, with Rogers, Woodcock, Stephen Walker in the Veloster up for position. Stephen HUD with a horrendous start, but looking to consolidate one positions. And in the background, just say Jamie Wilson with a lovely little power slide just there. Almost collecting Vlad as well in that one, or Vlad going off on their own accord, and suddenly it bunches up a little bit here, and Sam Blees with a meatball. We'll see what happened with Sam very shortly. Meanwhile, it's all bunching up here as well as the front. Let's get straight to the front. Jaden Scott in the lead with Reales second, Johansson third, and it is SRG versus JC Academy and whatever team Reales drives for. Very aggressively taken there by the Elantra in second place, and suddenly Reales having to defend the inside here, and this is perfect for Jaden, possibly looking at breaking the toe here. Reales is going to have to keep defending that inside from Johansson, and Reales just keeping it on the apex on that racing line, and that is just a big gulp of relief. And suddenly it is the Argentinian Reales defending from a double pincer attack from the SRG boys. Behind, Stephen Walker up another position in that Veloster. Have a quick look what's happening here, but there's also Alex Rogers and David Johansson both fighting out as well, and Rogers getting the move done there. Let's have a quick look behind, and suddenly Veloster on your left hand side with Tom Woodcock trying to overtake as well. Stephen HUD really wanting to get past these two as much as possible, goes into the next corner, and look at this here. A lunge on the inside from the number 5, and on the inside goes number 15. And this is going to get a bit closer. They need to spread out a little bit, or else this is going to end in tears. Who dares wins. It's going too wide in front, but this 3 wide into the hairpin does not go well. And I tell you what, there's a lot of pushing. Tom Woodcock in 5th place with a slowdown.
Good racing.
And Stephen HUD has gone off the track and entered the pit lane.
Gone now. No.
Ooh, and a little bit of a spin just there, and a lot of positions. And tell you what, look at this, these 5 will be fighting each other for the rest of the race now. Back up front, and Jaden Scott gives himself a 1 second lead over Reales, who's keeping both the SRG lot behind him. Alex Rogers keeping that position with David Johansson further behind in the lone Veloster. Stephen Walker is keeping off the likes of Woodcock, Carter, Petty, Ayla as well, and there's so many mini battles going on right now here. This is brilliant racing from all. The Veloster has its fair few critics going on at the moment, but Stephen Walker really pushing that Veloster out of its skin. A lot of weaving about just here, but Petty keeping in front of Ayla, and that's Ayla with a slowdown just there. opting to take it off the racing line, takes it quite quickly. Stephen Hurd looking to get out of the pits, and this could be horrendous. Just here, Hurd having to slowly drift off the track just there. It's one of the most horrendous pit exits in British motorsport, not counting Knock Hill, and that has just suddenly opened it up for these three in front to carry on going at each other's throats. There's a bit of a power slide going on in front, but still these 6 cars here all fighting it out. Jamie Wilson, Team Chimera, white and green car, taking that inside line, had a slowdown to serve, gets it served, loses 2 positions because of it. And suddenly, look at all this fighting just here. There's a lot of back and forth going on here, and behind them there was a power slide just there from Rivera. Manages to keep it on the track eventually. The fight, however, for the second place, Jaden's probably wanting these lot to carry on fighting as much as possible. Reala's still within that slipstream just there. We've got a couple more places. Jamie Wilson now with the slowdown behind. People taking chances on that final chicane there, and it's really causing a lot of people to slip up and lose a lot more time when they could have perhaps just filtered in behind somebody else. Jaden motoring through there and slowly getting further and further away from Reales, but Reales, any mistake that Reales makes right now and he's going to get absolutely swamped. And I'll tell you what, I thought that was going to be a cheeky send dive in there from Alex, but Alex stops himself just in the nick of time. Further behind, we've still got this battle going on right now for 7th place. Andrew Petty defending from Tom Woodcock, and that one will go far into the final chicane. Still these 2 teammates fighting it out at the moment, but looks like they're going to be playing ball with each other, which is bad news for Bruno. Bad news for Bruno. Unless something happens just here. And it looks like Alex is actually defending from his teammate behind. No team orders here. Or is there? Alex deciding that just maybe David's the quicker one here. And maybe David could attack Bruno to the point that both of them could get through. A bit further behind. Flashes of appreciation, I think that is, from Carl. Must have it mapped to his throttle button, because that went on a little bit longer than we probably would have expected. A great old hairpin just there from Carl, in all honesty. But we want to have another look back up here. David Hansen having a look around Reales just there. Jaden Scott now 1.1 seconds. And I'll tell you what, David surely has to try something here, but it's going to be a bit of an ask, I feel, to do it from here. Just try and get a much better final chicane. And I'll tell you what, I think he has. Bruno has to defend that inside now, surely. Johansson possibly looking at doing the switch over there, but he is going to be side by side. And great news for Jaden, because now they're both fighting into that first corner. And Bruno keeps it. Meanwhile, Johansson, if we can go on board with behind Alex Rogers, there's a lot more fighting going on behind, but I want to see what happens here, because these, I feel the next corner after this, they could be neck and neck, and just like that, myself, my genie in the bottle, no, I'm not giving anybody here any lottery numbers. They're both going to be going side by side. Johansson, until what Reales lets him go. Maybe feels that fighting into that following corner would have ended up Reales losing maybe more than just to one position. Till at the sound of those subwoofers right now going over those curbs. Love it. A great pass just there from Johansson onto Reales. Well, there's still, oh, and we just catch just in time Jamie Wilson off the track into the wall, and they get the car back into gear. Just their race continues. Good race from Jaden from Rene on the YouTube side. Yeah, so far so good, right? This has actually just been a really good race overall. There's a lot more clusters in this race than the fixed race. There's a lot more big battles going on, but a lot of people are finding a buddy to battle with and getting some good races out of it. Moment currently watching Andrew Petty and Tom Woodcock fighting it out in front. Also got Reales in a spot of trouble here. This is for the final podium place. Johansson now with clear air in front of him. Only just halfway through the race, and Jayden could be in a little bit of trouble here. How much has Jayden taken care of their tyres? And can Bruno weather this attack from Rogers? Rogers trying to make themselves look as big as possible in Reales' mirror. Doesn't get anything done. Meanwhile, Rivera, and we're going to get too wide through here. We do have Stephen Hurd behind, but Stephen is a lap down by the looks of it. Down 14 places, not a great start, and then going into the pits after an incident which we haven't been able to identify. And look at this, great racing from both, knowing exactly when to put it into a chicane too wide. That time was not then. Yeah, as at the moment still trying to defend from Rogers, and I'll tell you what, Rogers getting a much better corner out there. We might see a last second dive here, but Reales, ooh, getting really close there, but keeps it going. And Reales still managing to defend. I'll tell you what, Johansson is catching Jayden. Johansson getting it into the 1 minute 8s, and Jayden Scotland is slowly losing. Oh, what a up and under just there. And I tell you what, number 5. Oh, that's I tell you what, that might have been quite questionable blocking there. We might have to have another look at that one.
I've got a left brake, mate. Left foot on my brake either.
Oh, Carl not happy about whatever just happened there from that one. Just wonder if I can have a quick look. I think it was Howarth who got past there.
Oh, that was a bit dodgy, that was, wasn't it, Carl?
Oh, conferring in the background.
Yeah, he could have quite easily gone off the track there. Hey, I was nice.
Oh, and he's gone and... Wow.
Jesus.
Wow. And we've caught that on camera. There was no way a pass was happening there. And the Coca-Cola car just...
Yeah, Henry, you can't really block that.
And the other racers calling out their
Henry got hit by Alex again.
Calling out their disapproval here, and we might as well keep it on here a little bit longer, because I feel we're not done with the drama just here. This is the battle for 9th place at the moment. See what happens. And Johansson has a slowdown in 2nd place, by the way, possibly from the last chicane. And Johansson was within half a second of Jayden Scott, and then look at that time from 2nd place now. Let's quickly go over to see just how much Johansson's, and Johansson still has the slowdown just there, which means that they're not going to be getting a lot of speed out of that corner either. And suddenly Jayden has a bit of breathing room here. If Reales can get a move in on Johansson as well, that's just going to boost Jayden Scotland's chances of getting a top split strength of field win. Bit off track there, and already Johansson's starting to get away there. I really want to see what happened back there. Gonzalez, that was the one. Right, doesn't look like we're getting anything out of there, though. I do want to have a quick look. And
Henry, one move, mate, one move, and you're going to get yourself punted. You tell him.
Apparently there's a lot of vocal drivers at the moment with the state of... Oh, that was very last moment. Moving under braking there. I'm hoping that wasn't the person who put that comment on my TikTok earlier in the week about being able to avoid that. Nearly going 3 wide, and the number 15, Andrew Petty, manages to get through perhaps. Leaves a lot of room on the exit there, but let's have a quick look at what happened here with Gonzalez. Keeping on watching all the times. There's a lot of close battles at the moment. And wow, that is a wild dive there. What an up and under. Carl looking to get across, and I tell you what, that's really bad from the number 5 in my opinion there. Really really should know better than to go across like that. I wouldn't be surprised if they're could be repercussions from that one. And then going into the first corner, right at the last moment, there, in my opinion, just no need for that at all. No need. But I'm not a steward, so it's not my decision at the end of the day. Oh, a few technical difficulties here. No, there we go.
Oh, I'm a fucking idiot. I'm sorry.
And so from Andrew Petty just there. Didn't see what happened. There's actually a big crash on Tom Woodcock. It looks like they're out. This is a close battle at the moment. We've also got a cluster here where Andrew is. Andrew apologising on the mic there. We didn't see exactly what happened. But at the moment, 15 minutes into the race, we've got to see what's about to happen next, because do not go anywhere. Let's have a quick look at the Woodcock crash. So Petty coming up to the inside just there. Woodcock, and that's what happened. That's what happened. It's getting a bit close here though, and this is the fight for third place. And ooh, and a big chunk of the 7 just there. Lifted airborne. I don't know if the 7 moved in a bit too early there. We'll have to double check. That is a corner you usually take with a little bit of a late apex. I'll have to see if we've in fact we can watch that. How good is this? We're catching audience today. So Riala's in the front, then we've got Rogers just behind. See what happened here. Free turn into the corner, and I mean, Free does make the late apex of the corner. I don't know if 7 has done many passes just there, but luckily both still in the race. No everlasting damage that we can see, and they can carry on. Meanwhile, this fight for the lead now is now a fight for the lead. 17.5 minutes, and Jaden in real trouble here from David Johansson. Further back, we still have this gaggle of TCR just here. And Hallworth, who's defending as hard as they possibly can here. I don't think they're going to back out here. And Hallworth flies through. Kev having to take some evasive action just there. Ooh, and everyone needs to get into their lanes and spread out a little bit. And it looks like they're all taking it in turns to have shots at Harry. In front of them, there's still a little fight going on here with Petty battling for that 7th place with Gonzalez and Hardy behind. And then for the lead at the moment, Jaden Scotton versus Daniel Johansson. There are 3 main battles going on at the moment. Keeping a watch on all 3 at the moment so we can quickly swap across if needed. But I tell you what, Johansson having a fantastic run out of there. See if we can see what it looks like from Johansson when he goes through that final hairpin. Chicane, I know my corner types. Jaden escaping that time, and Haworth is off. Haworth is off the track. So quick look to see how close they all get here. I'll tell you what, Johansson, we're going to have one more lap left after this one. And so many positions changing around behind, as you can see. Jaden's probably going to get away with that one for a little bit, so let's quickly have a look what happened here. So Haworth, number 15, trying to get through, and oh, okay. And holding on to that throttle. Might have to have another look at that one. In all honesty, we're going to have to get the drone out for that. Interesting one there. Back onto the live action. Still going on with Johansson here. Yeah, feel that's an incident that possibly could have been avoided. Johansson trying to chase down that lead as much as possible. And I'll tell you what, Jayden's struggling through parts here. This is the final lap of the race, so Johansson is surely going to try something at the death here if Jayden can get a nice clean line through here. And to be honest, I think David has gone even cleaner. It's a drag race. Oh, and Jayden very close here, but still with enough space to defend that inside. What's David going to do here? I wonder if David's braking a little bit earlier. Jayden's going side by side, a little bump, and it's a drag race to the line, and it's going to be... And the sprint, it is... Jayden just gets it. What a run to the line just there. By 0.029 seconds. We've still got more going on back here. What a finish. Watch to see if anyone here gets any slowdowns.
Well done.
Yeah, that was good fun.
They're all spread out just there, but wow, what a good finish that was just there.
Your pace didn't take that.
Whew. Jay Wilson carrying on. Goes through the line. Did wonder what happened with Sam Blees at the start as well. I'm looking at the standings now. I've got nothing for apart from Sam going off the track, so we will check that out very, very shortly.
I'm really sorry for the incident. I missed my braking point. It wasn't like a send or anything. I just missed my braking point.
Yeah, a lot of
don't worry. You owe me one.
A lot of vocal call-outs during that race of a lot of people. But we will go through all the incidents afterwards. But winning the open race by one of the smallest of margins, Jayden Scotton is your winner with David Johansson second place. Got Bruno Viales just getting one over Alex Rogers at the end there as well, third and fourth respectively. Stephen Walker gets the fifth with Aidan Carter sixth. Andrew Petty keeps the seventh place ahead of Alex Gonzalez and Kyle Hardy, with Tom Woodcock rounding off the rest of that top 10. Vlad Zayon-Chavoski gets the 11th place with Kev Aylett in 12th. We've got Carlos Rivera in 13th with Henry Howarth in 14th. Jamie Wilson has the 50th with Stephen Hurd in 16th, and Sam Blees out before the race, even turned a lap. We will try and see what happened with that one, but tell you what, all two absolutely fantastic races tonight. They were great to watch and commentate over, but let's go over to all the incidents. So Sam going off the track quite early. Do you celebrate 920, Jay? I don't even know what that is nicely. There we go. Coca-Cola car, Sam Blees on the inside, car number 4, and car number 5. Ooh, there's a... Oh, 420 my time. Oh, okay, gotcha. It's 420 somewhere, right? I need another look at that one because I'm not sure if Sam was turned into or if it's just a case of both moving across the track at different lengths. So Sam on the inside just there, number 5 there, and I mean, there's been a couple of times with some cars on the circuit for this race in particular where there's been a lot of really careless moves, and there's no worse place to do those careless moves than on this stream on the Top Split Strength of Field broadcast, where we have up to 300-400 people re-watching the VODs every single week. It's not the best place for you to get caught out on certain behaviours. Just saying. Jamie Wilson off the track as well, though. I think this is the one that was at the bottom of Old Hairpin. So Sam in the background there going off. Woke up a national champion. Hell yeah. Yeah, great little power slide there from Jamie Wilson. But time and place, that shouldn't have been it. And we had Stephen Hurd going off track, and this is probably what caused Stephen to go into the pits. Oh, okay. Don't know if Stephen realised someone was on the inside there. We'll have to have another look at that one. Very uncharacteristic error if it was somebody on the inside and they didn't realise. It did look like Stephen was going to the pits, but I could be wrong. But that's the whole point of these replays afterwards. We find out a little bit more. So Stephen in the SRG car just there. Great run there from car number 1. And I just wonder if one got the jump there, to be honest. And Stephen didn't realise, in all honesty. I mean, at least it happened there so he could slowly make their way back to the pits. Or time travel to the pits as well. It was a great exit from Andrew to get the jump on Stephen. Whether or not there was netcode sticking them together, or Stephen just didn't see someone on the left-hand side, we won't know unless we hear from the people themselves. Alex, how are we doing, my friend? Some good solid results tonight. You were very unsure of your pace earlier, but I think you did pretty good. Okay, so Stephen Walker in the Veloster, the only Veloster on the field going off the track. This looks like it could well be the Old Hairpin. Could be a bit of a power slide situation, or just overrunning and pushing too hard. Just pushing a little bit too hard. So that one was just there. Alright, we got Tom going off track as well. Once again, a massive thank you to Backfire Simsport TV for letting me use their SDK. You can find their TCR leagues every Wednesday, and on certain Saturdays you'll also find some V8 Supercar European leagues. Great fun. Bit of a flapper, so I always assume the worst. Yeah, man, you did good. Better than what I probably would have done today. I've had zero practice. Carl going off the track here. I just wonder if overrunning. Yep, just overrunning there. But Carl gaining 5 places. Much. I bet they'll be much happier with their result this time round. Incident that got me killed was on me. I moved to avoid the car in front, but ended up towing myself. Fair. We did wonder if it was netcode or didn't realise someone was in the inside, but... Right, so the Tom Woodcock crash. So Tom just there in 10th, and as you lot heard from the chat at the end of the pace, the car with the big one on the roof was the one who said it was their mistake on that one, missed their braking point. That's what happened there. Apparently that car with the one on the roof is now getting a large check from Carl Hardy at some point in the post. Weird how that works, isn't it? Got an off track here from Alex, but it looks like it could just be over pushing it on the Old Hairpin. Keep it nice and tight. Opening up the corner. Early on the throttle. Barely off track really. Just a car width, and wouldn't have really made too much of a difference to the pace, in all honesty. Okay, I ideally wanted to see a couple of the moves, because there was a lot of people doing some horrendous moves there. About halfway through the race, someone in the BSTV voice chat started having internet issues, sounded like a malfunctioning robot, and I lost half a second that lap from laughing to myself. Never became my rhythm either. Hell of a race either. It was a great finish. Someone sounded like a robot, so it put you off. Oh my god. Right, another off track just here. Right, so car number 13. Not really getting too much there, and it looked like a really aggressive turn to the right. I don't know about you lot. That seemed... That was very strange. I have to look from inside the car. We see the, you know, where the wheel goes here. Is it an aggressive turn back onto the car? I don't know actually. No, it initially looked like it was an aggressive turn in, but they were still turning very heavily on the exit of that corner when maybe straightening out the wheel would have been a little bit better. It's better for your tyres, you get more speed out the corner. Happens though, doesn't it? Ninth in the fixed bottom split, and 7th in the open bottom split. Hey, that's a good result though. These weren't small splits, so not too bad at all. Well done. Right, there was somebody else who did a move on somebody, and I need to find it because it was not a great pass at all. Have to bear with me while I find this. Where's it gone? I had a lot of questions about it. Wasn't that one? Is it this one? I don't think it was this one. No. Oh, there was definitely a lot of back and forth on that one. Maybe it was this one. So Derek, that was good results just there. Yeah, that move I don't feel was on at all. And let me have another look further back because I'm sure there was another one. Oh, I think I clicked the wrong one again. Yeah, I clicked on the wrong one. It's definitely something I really wanted to... Oh, Jesus, that was close. Carl just using that extra turning input just in time. Kev going a little bit wide there, which allowed Carl to get through safely. Is it this one? No, it wasn't. That was when Tom crashed a little bit ahead. I don't know. I can't find it, but there was definitely some very very interesting moves being made. I'm actually going to go over to a chase cam for the next one. I know we saw this one already. I feel 13 maybe got a little bit spooked with how much curb was left and just rushed to try and get back onto the track as soon as possible. With that, it just swiped the front of 15. So I'm trying to look for a specific incident somewhere and I can't. Oh! Yeah, this might have been it. No, is this a completely different one? Oh yeah, that was a little bit of a send just there. Great up and under from 13. And then 5 just goes across and... Yeah, that wasn't great. So this was Hardy behind. This is what they saw when 5 over went for that corner. Kept on the side. Yeah, that's that to me is a little bit of a block, personally. not a great move, panic move, 100%. Good on Carl for avoiding that one. And I think it was what happened after this. It was like, yeah, so after this, we're going to keep on with Carl here. 13 not having the greatest final hairpin there. 5th going to take the outside. 13 is defended in. 13 is sort of opening that up there, but still, the move was never on. That's twice now Carl has had to stop from ploughing into somebody from behind. Once again, for that one, Jaden Scotton getting the win by less than half a second on David Johansson. Like a super close finish there with Bruno Reales picking up the final podium spot there. Those are our strength of field races for this week. Congratulations to both winners of both races. If you haven't already, get yourself over to the YouTube stream now, or if you're on the YouTube stream now, put a thumbs up on the broadcast. Let's get it well over 20 thumbs ups. We have a track guide for Donington out this week, so if you haven't checked it out, check it out. Once again, share it with your teammates, share it with other people, put thumbs ups on it, spread it around. We're getting over 600-700 views per track guide at the moment, so let's keep the momentum going with that one. I will be live tomorrow on the Backfire Simsport TV channel, so just search iRacing BSTV or check the video description below if you are on YouTube. Check Twitch now if you're on there, and subscribe to the Backfire Simsport TV channel, where myself and Pete Bingham will be commentating live from Donington National with over 40 cars on it. It is not to be missed at all. But thank you all once again. Join the TCR Cord if you haven't already. The best TCR Discord out there, and a great place to find other TCR Discords and leagues as well. We're finishing it up now on YouTube, so take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and good night. Those of us on Twitch, we are going to be throwing a raid over to somebody else, so if you want to join and be a part of that, then jump over to the Twitch now. Quick look through everything, and that should be everything finishing up on the YouTube side now. And on Twitch, where